Hi, so my name is Na and I went through DC Motors to get my motorbike license. I'm just gonna talk you through my process and what I was thinking. So the first part of it was to convert my US driver's license to a Vietnamese driver's license. Now I am half Vietnamese and I can speak the language, but I decided to go with DC Motors just because there's a lot of bureaucracy, there's a lot of process that I cannot navigate. It is really complicated. So even with a language background, I thought it was best to go with someone who knew the business and the field, so I went with DC Motors. I was really attracted to DC Motors mainly because they were very detailed. I know Vietnam, there is different ways of doing business, but one of the things that they're really good at is they pay attention to details. They're always figuring out solutions. From that, I said, you know what, I think this is who I want to go with. The conversion of the license was pretty simple. They gave me a list of documents I needed to collect, and I gave it to them. After that, they did all the work. So it's as easy as that. Collect the documents, give it to them, and they convert your license. So that was really nice. So after I converted my license, which by the way, I didn't do any work again, the next step was to do a medical checkup. So with the medical checkup, they scheduled it and they asked me to find the documents that were needed for the check. I followed them and it was a very painless process. They took me through every station. There were some difficult vocabulary and words that I didn't understand, and they were able to translate that. So it was a very painless process. It does take about a morning, so you definitely have to put that aside. But the stations you'll have during the medical checkup is like, you know, your blood samples. They check for your vision, hearing, the basic things you would normally do a yearly checkup for. All right, so after you do your medical checkup, then the last two parts is probably the two parts that take the most time. So you have your practice tests and they provide lessons. So during these lessons, what I got from them are pro tips. And what I learned is, as an individual, you start off somewhere different. For example, some people might have a lot of years driving a motorcycle versus some who have never driven one, let alone a motorbike. So based on where you come from in your background and how comfortable you are, they will basically start from there. For me, I drove a motorbike a long time ago. I'm not very good at driving motorbikes, so they just basically started at my strength. They gave me tips on where to drive my bike on the figure 8, which is one of the obstacles that was the hardest in the driving test. So they were really good at that, and also it had to be personalized from me, because what I'm comfortable with, they would go from there and give me some tips on that. So that was really helpful. And like again, I said, everyone is different. What I noticed is the two key points into acing your test is you have to put in the time to practice. You have to practice the figure 8 consistently, because what you're trying to do is not like be amazing at the figure 8. What you're trying to do is build this muscle memory where you remember what to do at each curve and each corner. And so the time spent to practice is crucial. If you're not practicing, I would say it's fair to say that even if you're really good at driving a motorbike or a motorcycle, there's this muscle memory that you will not obtain if you don't practice. So practice is key. Second of all is, I would say that it's okay to make mistakes and fail the first time, because the test is made so that you basically don't pass. It's ridiculous. The test is a figure 8. Who will drive a figure 8 in a normal day? So to start off, the test is kind of impractical and difficult for most people, even locals. Even if you fail the first time, I thought it was actually really helpful for me to see the test and how to proceed, how things are run during the test. So the second time I went back, I just knew exactly what to do, and I wasn't bothered by all the things that were happening in the back during the test. Have it in your mind that it's okay to fail the first time and just to practice again, because like I said, it is a lot of muscle memory. And so overall, very thorough, very personal, and they really are here for the people. So yeah, I just had a really great experience, and I'm really excited to share. The second time I took the test and I passed, I got 100. if a police officer stops me in the road, I can say, I have my license. So I hope you have a chance to also get your driving test through DC Motors. That's it.